Every day, businesses struggle to come up with content that truly resonates with their ideal audience. But here is the thing, creating more content isn't the solution. Does that sound familiar? It is about understanding your audience's deepest desires and struggles to create content that truly resonates and meets them where they are at on their own transformation journey. Because everyone's on one. Because great content is not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about creating a message so relatable with your audience, it feels like you're reading their minds. When you understand their fears, dreams, and daily struggles, your content is going to become impossible to ignore. So if you want to create content that is going to be impossible to ignore, then stick around. You might be seeing this video for one of two reasons. One, you are currently building your infinite content vault with us. But the second one is you happened across this video on YouTube. And there are 10 other videos related to this one that makes up the Infinite Content Marketing Ideas Playbook. Because imagine this, day after day, year after year, you're responsible for coming up with content ideas that resonate with your target audience. And the demand for content is only increasing every day that the internet becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. What if you built what I'm calling a vault, a content vault, an infinite content vault that's ready and waiting with all of your top SEO and AEO research, top performing competitor videos and blogs, not to mention all of your branding information that would not only support content creation in the way that you want to produce content, but be an AI tool that can completely transform the way you think about how content is created in the first place. Because once you build this database, you're going to be able to create top performing content consistently. It's as easy as asking ChatGPT, except you don't have to explain to this AI who you are and what you want to talk about. Just because this might be hard to imagine, here is a quick demo of what I'm talking about. So see over here, you have videos, you have blogs, you have documents, and between all of these sources, I have now an infinite vault of ideas, meaning that if I say, I could ask for one idea, I could ask for create a series based on the sources, let's say create a 5-part series based on the sources, enter. So let's see what it comes up with. But while it's thinking, let's also look over here because you can generate an actual podcast. And I highly recommend you come in and try this. It's super creepy how real they sound, and just a little forewarning for what the future holds for us all. So over here though, you could create, based on the information that you've given the vault, you could create a study guide, which actually means you could create a tangible PDF based on your industry and niche for your audience. You could also create what's called a briefing doc. Now, of course, that sounds very corporate, and one thing I will say about the briefing doc is that it's not like what you're thinking. It's not a generic version of here's what to do and how to do it. But what it does do is it pulls out all of the best topics from your sources and gives you many, many ideas and angles at which to come at topics from. Because for me, I'm in content marketing. There is an infinite number of ideas and an infinite number of angles that I could come at that from. And the problem is that would basically stop most people in their tracks because they're like, wait, what do I do? And so what this does is it helps narrow down and give you a focus point of each individual piece of content, because your content, basically the rule of thumb is if you're asking your target audience to remember or believe more than one thing at a time, then they're not going to believe anything. And so you want every piece of content to have one particular focus. But learning behavioral changes, learning change in behavior as a result of new information. This is a part of content marketing because the whole point of content marketing is to create a change in behavior. And so having a piece of content about the study on that is actually kind of ironic, but you know what? That is definitely part of content marketing. So, as I said though, oh my God. So, Here is just a live example though. I asked create a 5-part series based on the sources. So here is an outline for a 5-part series. The series title is Mastering Your Audience and Lead Generation. Who here needs that? Who here wants that? Okay, so basically for your infinite content vault with your infinite ideas, you could be creating this exact same thing for yourself. So part 1, defining your ideal customer, the foundation of lead generation. Oh my gosh. So this has not only that, 3 key concepts and an actionable takeaway for me to create 2 lead magnets and core offers, attracting and engaging your ideal customer. Hang on. In the comments below, please tell me if this is something that you actually want me to create, because this seems rather relevant. Part 3, content pillars and the content unit, crafting engaging content that drives leads. Yep. Part 4, the 4 core methods of lead generation: warm to cold, one-to-one, and one-to-many. And I would also add in my scale of belief, which is one of the videos in the Infinite Content Marketing Ideas Playbook. And I highly recommend that you do that exercise because it's really powerful and really going to make you think about content from a different angle. Where'd part 5 go? Optimizing your strategy, data, testing, and iteration. Because of course, don't reinvent the wheel, just use what works. Not that that's the whole video, but that's kind of the summarization of it. This 5-part series should provide a comprehensive guide to mastering your audience and generating leads, drawing on key concepts from the provided sources and our conversation history. Now, just so you guys know, when you're using Notebook LM, if you do not save the note from this chat box in the middle is basically like 10-second Tom. If you don't save the note, then it will go away. And so that's just one thing to keep in mind, that when you're using Notebook LM, this is something that's supposed to clear out. Over here on the right-hand side, though, these notes down here are things that you will always be here when you come back. Guys, this is just a very, very short and sweet demonstration of how this Infinite Content Vault, in literally seconds, created an entire 5-part series that is pretty relevant. And to be honest with you, comment below if you actually want me to make this series, because I have a feeling if you wanted infinite content ideas, you also want the 5-part series on how to generate leads, is basically how I would summarize what that 5-part series really was about. This is just to get you excited about what we are building in this series. So let's get back to it. So if you're ready to build your own Infinite Content Marketing Vault, then there's a link below. If you're ready to stop scrambling on content, I've been building business tech systems for almost a decade now, and this one is probably in the top of what I've created, because you're going to have an endless, infinite stream of content ideas day after day, year after year, simply by putting the work in up front. But this video is just one of 10 free strategies that you can use to create content marketing that will not only resonate with your audience, but it's also based on existing high top performing content. And then it also has an added zest from your personal branding. Now, as you can see, throughout this process, we have dove deep into the customer mental journey, understanding all of the false beliefs that they have currently that we are going to overcome through our content, and really lead them through the phases of being a cold lead through to a hot lead, and then eventually a purchase with your business. Inevitably, working with you does lead to a transformation of sorts. They're at point A, they want to get to point B, and you're the way that they're going to get there. So we are going to do a brainstorm, which I'm calling the PSDS brainstorm. That stands for problem, solution, desires, and struggles. Something Alex Hormozy said that always resonated with me was, when you solve one problem for someone, you inevitably create another problem. So for instance, I am a ClickFunnels affiliate, and I solve a huge problem for people by pointing them toward ClickFunnels, because it's an all-in-one marketing platform. So by using ClickFunnels, you don't have to have Calendly and Shopify and a website host and all these things, because all of that is located in one convenient location. But inevitably what happens is once you adopt a new tool, there is a learning curve to you becoming a master of that tool. So while I solved your first problem of, say, I need to be able to accept money online. Okay, I solved that problem, but the next problem I created for you is, okay, well, how do I set that up? And so it was something that really resonated with me when Alex Hormozy said it, because I was like, that is 100% true. Even when I was a bartender, I solved the problem, I quenched the thirst, but then I also created the next problem of being hungover the next day, right? It's just this never-ending cycle no matter what we apply it to. But these problem and solution loops is a really great way to find a hidden gold mine of content so that you can catch somebody on one of these problem loops and hopefully solve their problem. So these can be addressing both the present and the future as well. And the DS part of the equation, desires and struggles. Everybody is purchasing something to avoid pain or move toward pleasure. Understanding your audience's deepest desires and struggles is more than just what they want or need. It is what keeps them up at night. And it is why they can't comfortably look at themselves in the mirror. And if you're able to reach that person when they're having that inner dialogue, they are going to feel so seen and understood that it's going to make your content impossible to ignore. The ability to speak to your targets, PSDS, demonstrates an understanding of them on a deeper level, which is going to inevitably build trust and authority for your brand. When you're ready to build your infinite content vault, that link is down below. That link is always down below.
It's the best. Love it.
All right, so let's go through each of these individual aspects one by one and talk about a fun fact about why content in this area resonates with your target audience. We're going to talk about why it's impactful to your target audience and the easiest method to implement. So the first one is problems. Addressing your audience's problems shows that you understand their pain points and you're equipped to help them. If you understand the problem, it means that you probably have the solution. When people see their challenges reflected in your content, they feel seen and validated, and everybody wants validation. Come on, let's be real. This builds trust and establishes you as someone that truly gets them. Furthermore, gets what they're going through. But did you know that 72% of people actually search for solutions to their problems online before making a purchase, which is why it makes this impactful. If you were able to get in front of those 72% of searches, then you could be building that authority as the right solution to the problem that they face. And the easiest way to understand what people are searching for is to use Google's section called People Also Ask. Now, in the last video, when we identified all of our target audience's most frequently asked questions, I showed you exactly how to do this method. So that link is down below. And also within the playbook. So when you're ready to build your infinite content vault, it's always going to be waiting for you. But this simple method is have Google tell you what your target audience is searching for the most on the internet. So but did you know content offering clear solutions actually has a 47% higher engagement rate than just generic posts? Now that makes sense because even if you're providing a simple solution to something, that is going to trigger reciprocity in humans. And engagement is a very simple way to actually show that reciprocity in the moment. Liking the post, commenting on the post, thanks, this was helpful, oh my gosh, I needed this. All of that is a form of reciprocity and also a signal to you that you're on the right track with your content. Or analyze customer support tickets that you have. These are going to identify reoccurring issues and also help them raise their hand and say, this is what I need help with. If you don't have an audience or if you don't currently have a following of any sort, you don't have any customer support tickets, you can go to your competitors' videos and look in the comments for the questions they are asking based on your competition's content. And you can answer those questions. When you answer these questions, it's the easiest way to turn it into step-by-step guides or how-to content that makes an impact in your ideal customer's day. And they're gonna remember you and thank you for it. So The next two sections, we're going to dig a little deeper. So creating content about your target audience's desires actually inspires and motivates them, because desires are what people drive toward. It's what they're driven to achieve. Because whether it is achieving success, becoming confident, living their dream lifestyle, all of these things are, one, a transformation, but two, things that they on a deeper level want to become. By aligning your content with their aspirations, your content becomes their end goal and shows them what is possible. But did you know that aspirational content that focuses on desires, is 2.5 times more likely to be shared? So that also cranks up your engagement and tells the algorithm that your content is worth distributing more to other audiences as well. Now, to find your target audience's desires, you can't just go type it into Google search. People aren't searching on Google how to get my deepest desires, but really you're trying to find these on more of a psychological level. So these are going to be found more in community settings like Facebook groups or YouTube communities, where everyone has gathered and there's already a foundational setting of what they are trying to achieve as a group and what they want to achieve. And the last one, everyone would think would be the easiest, but I think sometimes it's the hardest, because when I was a tech consultant, people always understood pain points and they never understood where the pain was coming from. So the next one is struggles. Highlighting struggles builds empathy and relatability. Showing that you truly understand someone is going to make them want to watch your content, because they're going to know that what you're creating is made for them. Struggles are what keeps someone engaged with your content, because content addressing struggles actually sees about a 30% longer average view time, because people relate deeply to their challenges that they face. Because highlighting somebody's struggles really does build an emotional connection with your target audience. More importantly, they feel seen and supported by your content. It makes them more likely to trust your brand. So another easy way to go find your target audience's biggest struggles is through the comment section of your competitors' videos, but then also Facebook groups, where people are sharing on a deeper level to find the desires and the struggles, and not the superficial ones, the real ones. You have to join communities where people are open and sharing, and they feel like they're in a safe space to do so. And you're not in there to exploit them. You're there to help them, and you're there to create content that resonates with them. And so don't think that you're in there just for content purposes. You're really in there to help people, and you're really there to help them achieve their greatest desires and fix their biggest struggles. So as we were talking about this, the workbook, you're going to fill in the bullet points of what your own target audience's biggest problems are, the solutions they need, their deepest desires, and also their biggest struggles. And this is going to complete our workbook. So when we upload this PDF into our Infinite Content Vault, we are going to have a totally encompassing database of problems, solutions, questions, our branding, our customer issues, our customer success stories, not to mention all of our keyword research, our top performing competitors' videos, our top performing competitors' blogs. We are literally building a database of the top performing content in your industry and in your niche, which of course you can continue to add to as time goes on, but that's not ultimately the point. The point is that by building this, we are creating a place for you to go where you can just say, hey, I need a content idea for today. Please help me structure it. Now, of course, that's a very short-term version of use. I would say that once you build your Infinite Content Vault, I would say, please create me an entire year's worth of content based on what I have given you that is structured in a way that follows a throughput and leads somebody toward the transformation that my business actually gives them. And you can get access to the workbook that I was referring to in the Infinite Content Marketing Ideas Playbook, and that link has always been down in the description. So if you aren't building your Infinite Content Vault, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but the link is waiting for you when you're ready. But we are not done, because there are 10 free strategies in this playbook for you to build a foundation for this infinite content vault. In the next video, I am going to show you how to take your entertainment time and turn it into content that's going to not only get you views, but get you traction, because when you use other popular things to promote what you're talking about, it's going to catch people's attention and potentially be your next viral content idea. So let's figure out how we can make watching TV into a productive activity. I'll see you there. Thanks for tuning into Business Fundamentals with me, the Business Cowgirl. And if you want more free, awesome content just like this to help your business grow and develop online from a seasoned expert in business technical architecture. But if you really want your business to grow, then I highly recommend you check out my weekly newsletter, Winning Business, from somebody who's been a business consultant for the last 10 years, helping businesses create efficient and effective workflows to help their businesses save them time, money, and resources. What does that really mean? It means the answer to the question of what you need to build for where your business is trying to go. So when you're ready, those links are always down in all my video descriptions for you. So to be continued.